So what we want to see is how to bring your characters to life. And I think this slide illustrates it all quite well. But truly, as we're reading a story, no matter how good the story is, if the characters aren't compelling, the story falls flat. So how do you bring your characters to life? We're going to talk about several different ways and offer you exercises and examples. So let's talk about no one is perfect.
Sure. Actually, I think what's really important with this is that we remember that if there are any perfect people in our novel, they're almost a stereotype. It's the all good or all evil kind of thought process that we're going to. And that's not a way to go, because then everyone knows what to expect. They know that they're going to make the right decision. They're going to do the worst thing they could possibly do. So if you have that kind of a character, all of a sudden you've got a character that's not real because there's no depth. Then there's not a whole lot of place to go with your character arc. One of the things that Andrea mentioned right off the bat was that character arc. So your character has to change. And if you've got a perfect character, there's not a lot to change. There's not something that they have to learn or do for themselves. One of the ways I find that watching the character is to make sure that you're in some kind of motion. She says here, not only do you have physical imperfections and quirky personalities and obsessions or something that someone cares about a lot, or
a flaw. Like even Superman, kryptonite can get him. Got to make sure that there's always something that causes conflict, always something that makes them human, makes the reader root for them, want to know more, want them to succeed.
I think one of the ways we do this was to actually get the characters in motion, so that if the character's not doing something, it's more difficult to see how they interact with the world. And if all we're doing is telling someone about their imperfection or telling someone about what their faults are, then we haven't actually shown our character to be real. So we want to see the character somehow moving and in action in order to understand what their imperfections are.